There were these people stuck in a maze. They'd been in there as long as they could remember, generations anyway, perhaps since the beginning of time. They'd learned to make do, but they never stopped dreaming about escaping the maze. It was crowded and confining with traffic congestion and dead ends. You'd get lost. You could end up where you didn't want to be. You could aim for an opening only to find it closed or congested when you got there. You couldn't beeline where you wanted to go because there were walls and people in the way. It was all you could do to avoid impasses. For as long as anyone could remember, people dreamt of getting out, escaping what they called the rat race. There were stories of wide open spaces outside the maze, perfect freedom, no walls, no congestion or confusion to navigate, no constraints, no worries, nothing, and no one ever in the way. But the maze was vast. No one had ever escaped it. Oh, there was talk, people claiming that they were just about to escape it, or that if you behaved just so for long enough, you could escape it at death. But no one had ever seen a successful escape. Believers died in the maze like everyone else, their corpses slumped in some dead-end cul-de-sac. Since everyone wanted out, roadmaps for escaping were in high demand. There were cults populated by people who claimed they had discovered the way out, the one true and reliable map for escaping the rat race. The leaders who insisted they had the map with the loudest confidence were the biggest hit. They prophesied a promised land outside the maze, but no one ever reached it. There was intense competition among the roadmap peddlers. Their directions were always straightforward. For example, there were the right-wingers and left-wingers with their dueling directionalisms, claiming opposite formulas for getting out. Right-wingers insisted that the key to escaping was to always hold on to the right wall. Whenever there's a chance to turn right, you should always turn right. That's the way to escape the maze. Left-wingers said the opposite. Some said it was a matter of getting into the right state of mind. If you cleared your head and heart of all clutter and distraction, you could simply wing it, intuiting your way out. In practice, all map clutchers followed their intuitions anyway. The right-wingers and left-wingers made exceptions. They didn't walk their talk, which gave people hope. Maybe if you really disciplined yourself always to turn right or turn left, you'd escape, unlike those hypocrites who made exceptions. Many claimed that they had gotten in the right state of mind and figured out the formula. They became the big influencers. People would flock to listen to them and read their revelations and recipes for escaping the maze. Fad road maps would come and go, some lasting for centuries, even millennia. The longer they lasted, the more people insisted on their time-tested formulas. And though the formulas were time-tested, there was no indication that anyone ever escaped the maze. It had been thousands of years, people claiming to know the way out, but no one had ever escaped. Very few recognized the real problem. The maze changed as you traveled it. You couldn't simply GPS your way out because the maze was always shifting. There was no escaping and never would be. That's just not how the maze worked. For example, mad rushes to escape by some cult's roadmap caused congestion, a wall of people rushing to escape. That's how the cults proliferated. Cults and countercults rushing into congested dead ends, and then claiming to have found a detour around the crowd that would surely free them. Life was never going to be rat race free. Life was more like traveling a winding, dark, trafficy road that changes as you travel it. You had to watch out for dead ends on all sides. It was more like driving with impasses on all sides and a bunch of backseat driver know-it-alls shouting opposite commands, attentive only to the dead ends they could see.